This entire drive in and the whole parking lot was just a sheet of ice. So that to say, I think I'm going to need my spikes today. Winter has never been my favorite time of year. It's fun to go skiing for a couple hours, I like snow and cold for a couple weeks, and I love hot chocolate and ice skating all the time. But man, my seasonal depression hits hard. I didn't really think that through when I decided to move somewhere that gets less than 9 hours of daylight for over a month, not to mention has an average of 15 to 20 sunny days between November and March. I'm walking through this pine forest right now and it smells amazing. My goal was just to make it to the beach, and here I am. It was only like 1 mile. I think it probably took about half an hour. I wasn't planning to do anything crazy today. I'm trying to get into winter hiking, so I wanted to just do some little practice hikes around just to figure out what works. There's not a lot of other people out today. I didn't see anyone since I started my hike, so it's been very peaceful. This winter, in addition to taking a vitamin D supplement every day, I tried to make the most of what I was given and lean into winter's energy. Rather than hibernating, I went for adventures, trained for a race, and of course made time for some cozy hobbies and intentional resetting along the way too. It wasn't all picture perfect though. That lovely little adventure was my first time getting my car back after a major repair. On the ride home, I was thinking to myself how much I love my car and how refreshed I was feeling and how grateful I was to be free and mobile again. And then it broke down on the ride home. One of my goals for the month, because I thought I was going to have my car back this month, was to bring this package that showed up at my house one day to the post office. There is a post office within walking distance of my home. Natalie walking distance, which is somewhat different than walking distance for most people. But this package is so large, I couldn't think of a reasonable way to carry it while walking for 35 minutes. So I decided I would have to take the bus.
I'm glad I went to the post office, not the one near my house, because I got up to the front of the counter and he said, this is a UPS package, but there ended up being one right down the block from the post office I went to, so it ended up working out. My mint plant is sort of bouncing back. I had a couple issues with my herbs, and my basil plant actually ended up needing to be sacrificed because I brought them inside after the summer, and then the basil plant was having some caterpillar issues. I'm not really sure what happened to the mint plant, but it wasn't very happy in the transition inside, but it seems to be bouncing back now. I am just pruning some of the dead stuff, which is good for it, and I think that's maybe a life lesson. Gotta get rid of out with the old, in with the new. My quality of life has genuinely 10x'd since I found out that I have access to this little gym for medical students and grad students. It's right like in the building that I work in. It's just so convenient. Depending what time you go, there's usually like 0 to 2 other people here. Oh, my workouts right now. I am like feeling a bit conflicted because my big goal for the year was to try to do a high rocks, which is something I've wanted to do for years, but was running and then I was climbing, and then last year I did 12 sports in 1 year, so I never got to it. And then this year I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna make this my goal, but I didn't realize it's actually impossible to get tickets. But I have been enjoying the training anyway, and just like feeling like a well-rounded athlete. Every now and then my desk gets so fed up with me keeping too many things on it that it simply chooses to collapse. Maybe I have some cleaning up to do. I kind of freaked out and just moved everything out of this room. But I kind of came to the realization over the past few days of stress because there's clutter all over my living room and I'm having paralysis about where to put it back in my room. I feel like the furniture that I have is maybe not well suited for my needs, but I also know that right now I don't have the means to like completely redo this entire room. So I've come to terms with the fact that I just have to make do with what I have for now, make it work. But that doesn't mean the feng shui of the room can't be evolving and I can't be planning for the future. Conventional wisdom says that you can't build the desk this way, but conventional wisdom is not creative.
I honestly think that my desk is more structurally sound since I did my custom modifications on it than it ever was when it was built the way it was supposed to be. Gotta make sure I take Stitch with me.
I've been trying to spend more time in the greenhouse because I want to incorporate more intentional nature time into my day. I have nature time every day because I walk to work, but it's nice to like, basically whenever my Garmin says, you gotta go for a walk, I just come over here.
Something I've been doing that's actually kind of crazy is writing 750 words every day. I've talked about this website before. I've used it since 2011. It's pretty simple, but the goal is to get to 750 words, and I'm trying to have a 100-day streak. I started over my Thanksgiving break because I just needed to clear some things out of my head and it's kind of stuck. It's getting harder to manage now that I'm back in classes, but I really want to do it. I do this literally every morning and it's crazy. Every time I journal, I have a couple little prompts that I always answer, and I've always done gratitude and accomplishments. But in my video about what I learned from my year of exploration, I said that my biggest goal for me moving forward is to be grateful for what I have without settling for a life that I don't want. So I added a couple new prompts to help with this mindset shift. So the first is the moving towards prompt, which is just any small action that's helping me move towards the life that I want. And then the reframe, usually it's something that I don't really want to do, something I'm not feeling excited about. How might this help me in the future? How am I learning skills from this thing? Like what can I get out of this experience, even if it's not something that's going to be super fun for me? And then the looking forwards to, I think one of the keys to happiness in life is just like having things that you're excited about. So just always reminding myself that I have things to be excited about. I've been keeping my phone in Celsius because I'm trying to develop like the natural intuition. You know how they say like when you're learning a language, you shouldn't be translating it, you should just speak it, like you should just know it. And like that's what I'm kind of trying to do with Celsius, have my phone in Celsius and just learn like, oh, this is what 5 degrees feels like, this is what 10 degrees feels like in Celsius. And it's been working pretty well. But something interesting I've noticed is that I don't have like the same emotional reaction to temperatures in Celsius that I do to temperatures in Fahrenheit. I'll see -17 on my weather app and I'll be like, that seems cold. If I saw whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I'd be like, are you kidding me? The other interesting thing that has happened is that I can't talk to people about the weather anymore because I don't speak Fahrenheit anymore. And people will be like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be in the 30s next week. And I'll be like, what has it been this week? Also, have I told you guys yet about the mud mat? Best purchase I've ever made, truly. It keeps all of the dirt and salt and whatever is on the shoes from being on the floor, so it's amazing. Got a ticket for High Rocks. That was a crazy experience. There were a ton of other people in line. I opened another window and it said that there were 2,000 people trying to buy tickets at the same time as me. I'm excited to have something to train for. I've been using the Peloton app for running because it is so cold outside that it's like even if you bundle up your face, it's so cold on your skin. So I'm not as strong as I used to be, so I've been doing a lot of treadmill running, but I hate treadmills. The Peloton app, my mom has it, so I used it before, and it just makes running on the treadmill so fun, and I actually look forward to it. I love the instructors, so that's what I've been doing for running. I always try to get in outside runs when I can, but I think it's supposed to be below freezing for like the next 3 months. I'm reporting from the future, where I'm happy to say that I not only survived the winter, but I had a little bit of fun too. I'm definitely looking forward to spring, but I'm glad that I learned to love winter.